Good evening. Welcome back to the Think It's All Over, your weekly football podcast that doesn't take itself too seriously. You've got myself, Ash. We've got a new face in the top corner there, Geordie Carl, joining us. You all right, mate?
Hello.
We've got Liam and Andy, and we're missing Crippy because he's putting other things first before us. Honestly, I'm starting to doubt his commitment to this entire project.
2 weeks in a row, isn't it?
Because Villa lost.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Do I have to support Villa tonight then, or can I just be myself?
Could you bring yourself to support Villa?
No.
I don't think so. I don't know. Right, we've got a tiny bit to get through, and I want to kick off with Jurgen Klopp, just because he's a dick. I just want to go on a massive rant about Jurgen Klopp being a dick and getting away with it. I know it's just come out tonight that he's being charged, but he's being charged with basically slagging off Paul Taney, wasn't it, in the interviews?
Yeah.
Pretty much gotten away with running up and screaming in the fourth official's face. Maybe they thought him pulling a hamstring was a punishment enough. I don't know. But Liam, we've got to come to you on this one with your love of Liverpool. What is happening?
I mean, he gets away with it far too much. I mean, everyone remembers the Origi goal against Pickford. He sprinted on the pitch. Carragher was creaming himself on commentary going, "Look at Klopp, look at him." No punishment. How many times have you seen him gurning in the referee's face? No punishment. And what is his punishment for this weekend then?
Got till Friday to appeal, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So what is the repercussions that apparently have been given to him? Or
I think it's just the same section one what they get all the time. What Marsh and that got.
Right. Well, it's ridiculous. Like, so Sky 6, isn't it? Stick with that.
It's not even that. I don't think any club gets treated better by the FA, by the Premier League than Liverpool.
I mean, I've been drilled. It's been drilled into me by my dad, like, since I've been growing up. Liverpool get away with everything. I mean, it's true. I can't disagree with him sometimes.
It's starting to become very apparent to everybody else.
I know he's very, very bitter when it comes to Liverpool, but when you look at things like this, it's like, well, is he wrong?
Yeah. Was it one of the referees commissions or something saying they should get a touchline ban?
Yeah. Or a points deduction. That's the only time.
Points deduction.
Yeah, points deduction, yeah.
You absolutely should. Carl, you were saying before we came on, mate, that there should be a change in the system, something more like what they do in rugby.
Yeah, well, two things really. In Formula One, they do like a points thing on your license. So if you do so many things, you build up a multiple of points and whatnot. And then if you've got previous, then obviously that'll go against you, sadly, because, yeah, you're just a bit of a bell and you constantly are being a bell. So there's got to be something done. I think like they're not going to take points of a club because that probably won't stack in court and stuff like that. But certainly there should be lengthy bans for the individual, just like if a player was to commit so many yellow cards or whatever that may be, there should be, they should be made to sort of be in the stands for like 10 games or something, stuff like that.
No, absolutely great.
Wait, how many games did Marco Silva get for his Old Trafford stint?
Was it 5 or something?
3. I think it was either 3. Yeah, 3, 4, or 5. It was something like
that. In comparison to Klopp, so screwing
the
up
FA wanted
more
as well, you know. The FA wanted more, but an independent tribunal said like the bans for both Mitrovic and him were fair enough.
The thing is for me, when they have this, they'll ban a manager off the touchline, but for me, they should ban them from the game because they go in the touchline or they go sit in the stand. And they've just got a phone or headset on anyway, telling them what to do. So they should be banned from the games. Be able to take training, then banned from the games, and then it might stop them doing it. Then.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin's got a point here. The Premier League are probably too desperate to get Liverpool in the top 4. Sounds conspiratorial, but it's probably true, you know. PSG has suspended Lionel Messi with immediate effect. Have you seen that one? 2 weeks he's been suspended for pissing off to Saudi Arabia or something.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's probably only because it's the club Paris Saint-Germain's probably because it's only owned by Qatar, and he's
gone to the wrong country.
You know what I mean? They probably think.
Yeah.
But then you've got that other knobhead saying he wants to leave. Crybaby Ronaldo.
Oh, fucking hell, is he at it again?
Yeah, wants to leave Al Nassr already.
For fuck's sake.
Straight away, the fucking Daily Mail were on it. Yeah, he's going to Newcastle. Fuck off. He's not, man. What does Andy make of Allardyce joining Leeds? That is a good question. Andy, what do you make of this man?
I'll see you on next week.
After a 0-0 draw.
No, after I've not watched it. No, I don't know. I think it's just for scraping the barrel now. But like we was talking before we come on, who else are we going to get in? We've literally exhausted every option. We've tried to get him in. No one wants to come. Who wants to come to that? I'm surprised even Sam wants it, to be fair.
I think if Sam hadn't already lost his 100% record of keeping clubs up, he probably would have swerved it, but it doesn't matter now. It's just a payday for him now.
The thing is, one thing you will get from him is he'll come in and he'll give him a kick up the arse, hopefully. And from that last week's performance, they need a good few of them, but not up the arse. I don't know, to be fair. I don't know what to make of it. It's just, I don't see the point with 4 games left. As far as I'm concerned, we're already gone anyway. You know what I mean? I think we're done anyway. So, like we were talking before, and it may be planning for next year, but I don't really want him managing us in the Championship either, to be fair, if we do go down. So it's just just one of them.
Is it a short-term appointment, Andy, or is it like?
Well, he hasn't actually been appointed yet, but the rumours are it's just for the end of the season, 4 games. So, like say there's waste managers to try and get you out of it, and like Liam said in the group chat we were speaking earlier, said chances are we'll probably keep us up, but with our fixtures, I doubt it. But you never know; stranger things have happened. But if you could just show the defence up, that's the starting point.
The thing is, at the end of the day, the way things are going down the bottom at the minute, anyone could survive, anyone can go down.
Oh yeah.
The obvious games where you think like this is where they've got to pick up points, that's not happening, and then all it takes is just that one shock result.
Like I say, at the end of the day, we could literally not win another game, and then if Everton and Forest don't win another game, we stop up.
Yeah.
So when them games are running out,
who's the shittest? It's not.
Basically,
the bottom to stay up. It's who's the shittest.
Yeah, that's what I said in the chat when it said we've got to work that people are shitter than us.
Kev asking there, could Chelsea go down? We were just on about this before we came on.
No, unfortunately not.
I think if they'd have put Lampard in maybe 5 or 6 games earlier, then they might have done.
Yeah. Maybe, which would have been so funny. Can you imagine how funny?
I think
all that money.
What you were saying,
£500 million going down.
I think what you were saying before as well, Andy, about like who else could they bring in? This is a weird season, because I think obviously with Big Sam coming, I think it's going to be the 39th manager in this Premier League season that have managed a game. That's like unprecedented. That so there's probably already clubs that have exhausted up and coming managers or tried and tested people like a Sean Dyche who's done like stuff with Burnley in the past. That's probably Everton's thinking of going obviously for him. Lampard went back to Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? There's obviously Potter, but he's probably going to go for a club that's going to be a bit of a project because I don't think what happened to Chelsea will dampen his like credibility because not very many succeed there. Do you know what I mean? And like you said, they'd already spent bloody 200-300 million before he even joined.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like say when like Rodgers, Potter, them sort of players, they're the ones what people are all talking about on Twitter, which would have any of them, but would they want to drop down to the Championship? That's what you got to ask, and that's looking where we're going. So I suppose if we had 12, 13 games left, then you'd probably get one of them managers in to try and keep you up. But with 4 games left, we're not going to get anyone like that.
Yeah.
He's worried about Newcastle away to Leeds because of Big Sam.
No.
We have a pretty bad record against Big Sam, don't we, Carl?
Yeah, but Big Sam's only won 1 game against Eddie Howe. And no disrespect to Leeds or whatever, but we said they've been pretty gash for a while now. And Sam Allardyce is a dinosaur, and he's just another. He's like Steve Bruce Mark II.
Yeah.
So I think the Premier League's moved on, like, from those types of managers. For me, anyway.
I was thinking earlier, if you think of, say, Steve Bruce and Sam Allardyce, you think to yourself, have they managed every single club in the Premier League between them?
Probably.
Not far off.
And the Championship.
And the Championship, yeah.
And the lads on Evermore did one about Steve Bruce this morning, basically slagging them off. And some of the teams that he's managed, I forgot all about. Like in Huddersfield, Crystal Palace, couldn't get played for those can't.
It's like when you think of Sam as well, he was England manager as well, wasn't he, for a bit?
For about a week.
Yeah.
He took that fake Shakes money.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Some boy. Jack's asking, Forest vs Southampton next Monday is massive in the relegation battle. Andy and Liam, how would you see that game going, and how would you like to see it go?
Go on, Liam, I'll let you take that.
I mean, I don't know. A draw.
Yeah, 0-0.
Yeah, maybe for Leeds point, Southampton win, because still won't overtake you, but if Forest get a point, they go above you, don't they?
Yeah.
That's the issue.
That's how it was last night with the Leicester-Everton game. It was like, I preferred a draw, but if anyone was going to win, I'd rather Everton win, because then it would be 1 point rather than Leicester winning for 2.
What a mess. What a mess.
Oh, yeah. Crazy.
Eflin, Bruce, McCarthy, Allardyce, McLaren, Warnock, all crap. And this sums it up perfectly from Mark. All dinosaurs.
Yep.
Yeah, 1 game, 1 win for Big Sam with England. See, that's what you're getting, mate. 100% record as England manager.
I'll take that, though.
0-0 draws.
I'll take that out of our last 4. 1 win, that'll probably be enough.
It actually will be, I think, at this point.
That's, I mean, obviously, come on to the running and stuff like that later on, but I definitely think it's going to be the lowest points total. And I can see 2 teams in my prediction getting exactly the same amount of points, but one of them will go down by the virtue of goal difference.
Yeah.
That's how tight it's going to be, for sure. Sticking with Leeds for a little bit, we have to talk about this whole bullshit about them blanking the fans and everything coming out of the hotel the other day. Thoughts on that one, Andy?
Well, on reflection, obviously, when I first see it, I was just disgusted by it. But apparently, the video was before the game, not after the game. It was in the morning before the game, and somebody, the parents of the lad who the blanked, they said it was nothing like that. They see the manager and 3 or 4 other players, and they sign stuff and this, that, and the other, and whatever. But like I say, obviously, when you first see it, you just think, wow, headphones on, heads in the phone, just ignoring it or whatever. And then, what was it, Liam? Activation walk. It's like, who's the PR? Is it Alan Partridge?
Activation walk. What the fuck was that?
But like I say, on Twitter, and they released a statement saying, would the parents of the lad get in touch and this, that, and the other? And the funniest thing ever was someone put on Twitter, said, whatever you do, don't give him a couple of tickets. He's suffered enough.
That's just, like, I'm not being funny. Like, it's already been done now. The event's already happened. Like, that shouldn't happen.
It's because it got filmed. It's because it got filmed and there's pictures took. That's why they stepped up. The PR jumped on it straight away to try and, I'm not being. It could be any club.
I think I said this last night on the when we were chatting on our group chat. I said that is bullshit. That shouldn't happen, because these professional footballers get paid a hell of a lot of money to be a like a role model.
A role model, a hero, yeah.
And what happens to that kid now? Like, you know, he's so upset and all the rest of it. He thinks that's why they say never meet your idols, because it could turn out to be a complete wanker. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that kid's having to see that. And this isn't the first time this season that little things like that have been picked up, because obviously the world of social media, and there's always a phone somewhere.
Yeah.
And people are quick to get a name for themselves. So I just think it's wrong. It's wrong. And
but it was Arsenal, wasn't it, a couple of weeks ago? They got pulled up for it, didn't they, with a little mascot or whatever, yeah.
But then again, a bullshit response by Arsenal by said, that wasn't the only interaction that they had in the day.
Yeah.
They were like, they were out on the pitch with them, and they were this, that, and the other. I'm not being funny. Every interaction, if they want to make themselves look good by saying this is what we do for the fans, and you make it fucking an unreal experience for them, like every step of the way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll take that until they die. Oh, I remember that time when I went to Arsenal. I remember that time when I seen Leeds in there, and that it should just. Football is supposed to be the heart of the community, but it seems to get lost by greed.
Yeah, agree.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember when I was a young'un, and Newcastle used to train in Durham, just up the road from me, and it was open sessions. You could just go and watch them all training. And I remember like doing laps around the training pitch with Pavel Cernicek. Yes, I used to run Liam. I saw your fucking face. Yeah, doing lots of Pavel Cernicek and shit like that, and the players would always stop and sign things, and that was before there was social media and there was any chance of them being called out and proved to be wankers online. So, yeah, like Carl said there, the footballers now should always be on it. They should always be ready to interact with fans, and it should just be a natural thing, because they are going to get hauled over the coals if they do something wrong, because there's always somebody watching. And it was all right for that dad to come out and say, this isn't how it happened, but it still did happen. We've seen it. It was a video. It wasn't a fucking story told by somebody else. We saw players walk past that kid. So
it wasn't just one.
The only thing that annoys me still is the whole headphones on. Just acknowledgement, just look up, just a smile. Like that's the one thing.
High five, fist bump.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we all said it yesterday, but it's just that one thing that really triggered me, because it doesn't take him a second to look up and just acknowledge him, because that'll make that kid's day. He's like, oh, well, some of them just smiled at me. It's like, great, but no, everyone's
apparently he's a bit of an asshole anyway. He sits on his own all the time. Apparently, some of them.
The kid.
Yeah, the kid. Yeah, he does now. Yeah.
Deep breath, right now. The ladies, I tell you what, gentlemen, what the. What happened at the weekend with all the football? Liverpool, I'll get to start with, and what happened in the second half, and then extras in the back. Perry, man, spit it up in a few messages, will you? Got a shot. Kev's asking what the Everton players are like with their fans, and Michael.
As much as an absolute, as much as an absolute shit show on the field, off the field. Everyone says that the team's the best, but we've actually won awards for like in the community things that we've done. Thanks for that, Jack. I will now just look up and watch the goal. Thanks for that.
It's one of them that's in my dream team.
It's Erdegaard scored. But off the pitch, we seem to do a lot of things right.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well from Everton, to be fair. Jack, can any of you explain how City versus Leeds on Saturday is at 3:00 live on Sky? Yeah, that's such a weird one.
It's because of the King's coronation. It was meant to be on Sunday at 2:00, but it's been moved back to Saturday. But because it was a 3:00 kickoff, and it was going to be televised anyway, they've kept it as televised. It's only because they want to just witness our bombing, so everyone gets to watch it.
Yeah, they didn't want to let it happen away from prying eyes.
I thought the coronation was on Saturday, though. No,
I've no idea. I've read a few things. It said something to do with the coronation and the bank holiday or something, so it's been moved back to the Saturday at 3:00. I don't know.
How is the care about your fans? You know,
it can't be that.
Travel to Brighton.
It can't be that because Newcastle play on the Sunday at 4:30, and then the Monday there's a game on Monday as well. So I think it must have just been get an extra game on.
Yeah, it's just weird how the whole 3 p.m. thing.
The Premier League blackout is down to the Premier League to do that.
Yeah.
So if they want to let Sky show the match in the UK, then that's entirely up to themselves.
Maybe it's to see what kind of figures they get to see if it's worth dropping the 3 p.m. blackout.
There'll be millions watching that, laughing their heads off.
The rumor was with the footballers that obviously the Premier League wanted to trial doing like a subscription based of all of the games. So you could basically watch all the games, but do it as, like you said there, do it as a trial to see what the figures are like. Because then if it doesn't impact like the gates at some of the football grounds, then they might say, well, you can have a season ticket for your club, whatever that may be, and then you get all the games televised.
I absolutely think they should do that. It's got to be the way to go. I mean, I'd happily pay as like for a TV season ticket for Newcastle instead of like getting one of these dodgy Fire Sticks or whatever. I don't mind paying for something that I'm going to use. It's paying for Sky Sports and then watching 5 games a season. It's like, what's the point?
Just before we move on, I've just quickly Googled it just to double check, and it says a rule blocks televised broadcast of Saturday 3 p.m. kickoffs in the UK, but King Charles III's coronation and a lack of police resources mean no other time is available.
That was it. Yeah, please.
The league has said the match will remain live on Sky Sports in the UK, subject to further consultation with relevant stakeholders. So, no coppers.
I don't know anything about this. 5 countries, including UK, may not be able to see the Women's World Cup. Anyone heard? Have you seen this?
I saw it on BBC before, but I didn't click on it because I was actually at work. So.
It's not heard of that.
It's what, sorry, Carl?
It's in Australia, the World Cup, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it is.
I'll be honest, it's totally sailed by this one.
Same here, I don't know about that.
I mean, if it's in Australia, then time difference is going to be a massive issue anyway, isn't it? You'll have to be getting up in the middle of the night to watch it.
Nah.
Back to women's football, ain't many people going to be
have
doing
it early in the morning. I'll have it like it'll be like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. The games. Australia and New Zealand, it's on.
Infantino's threat. Oh, he's knobbing off. It's just fucking knobhead, Allery.
Well.
What was that? Where's that comment gone? Stop moving away. Everything being confused over the next weekend because of an old fart. Not a royalist then, Kev. When am I going to be on the live box with the chaps? I've got a few football tales to tell. Jesus Christ. Next week, Perry. Unless broadcasters are improving their unacceptable offers for the rights. Ugh. Infantino, it's all money, isn't it? The FA. Just get the fuck.
That's all it's about nowadays, isn't it?
It is. Should we get on to some results? Liam?
Don't put it on. Don't put them up. Chat's comment, that's all.
Oh, right. No, I think we
didn't put it up.
We have to mention it. Liam wanted a bit. Carl's been winding Liam up before we've come on. He's got stick from everyone, don't you?
Well, Carl's a bit confused now because he's thinking, did I wind him up? It was just
it was just being honest.
I wasn't winding him up. I just was spitting out facts.
Respect them, but I don't get the bank holiday. I don't get bank holidays. I'm not asked. Self-employed, don't get anything. Right, let's talk about it then. Leicester, Everton, 2-0. Was it 2-2?
Yeah. 2-2, yeah.
Should have been. I watched the highlights last night and you were right about Everton. Jesus Christ.
Oliver Kahn, man. Literally,
Prime
Oliver
Kahn.
Kahn.
Some
of the saves he pulled off,
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous. I mean, again, we could have been 3-1 down if Pickford didn't make his save on the penalty, but he's put the picture in at half time of him celebrating. I think that's why, obviously, you two not a big fan of him, but I think he's realised, you know what, I'm keeping us in the game here. And he was probably getting a lot of stick from the Leicester fans because you know what they're like. I've said it multiple times, any team that does your shit, after a goal kick, just liquidate them. I can't stand it. It stinks of lower league football.
For a team that has clappers.
Goal music. That's the worst.
Anything where the club are making the fans like louder, like clappers, DJs, flags, things like that.
Fuck off, Liam.
I'm not sure you're in a position to say anything about that because Liverpool, Everton's going for the flares and flags now, aren't they?
And we've been doing that for years, but that's what it is.
Maybe not.
I mean, ironically as well.
Oh, so you've been doing it for long enough, it's all right.
Ironically, with the flares thing, though, so Merseyside Police said last week when they were doing the coach greeting, just to reiterate, flares are illegal. This. Yeah, Everton later that day, the season ticket advert had Everton all in flares. It's like sound.
I wondered that because if you watch the video, you know that Adam Adam Pearson who put a video like undercover. I just seen it online, so I watched it, and literally there's coppers just walking past, and everybody's got the flares. The coppers aren't doing anything.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the whole just everything about Everton's just a joke at the moment. Andy thinks it's bad at Leeds. I mean, it is bad, but
it is bad.
But it's just an absolute mess. But onto the game anyway. Yeah, it's what it is. We'll take a point now, but it's 2 points dropped for me. Like the chances we had, was screaming last night. Like, just make a change, just make a sub. That's all we needed. Any fresh legs, and we would have won that game. I stand by it.
What is that about with Dyche not making any changes?
I think it's just Everton. Like under Marco Silva, Ancelotti, Benitez. I don't know what he's on about. Jack's put a comment. Under all our last managers, we just don't make subs ever. I just don't understand it. It's like crying out for a sub. The team are getting better of us. React, make a sub. No. Concede. React, make a sub. No. Concede again. All right. Now we'll make some subs.
No, it's too late now. Good old Adam P. Andy and Liam are wearing him. I don't know.
I've seen the video is on about the undercover one.
No,
but
he's just a little Raji Newcastle YouTuber. And he's got like a cult following. It's fucking weird.
He's doing all right, to be fair. He does get a lot of criticism. Like, he is a bit like hinged, but I think he's genuinely got. He's just a bit odd, but I think he's one of them where he means well, but I think it's sometimes you can come across a bit borderline. It's a bit poor of him getting like death threats and stuff like that. But I think there is like that fans in every team.
Definitely.
You know, there is some absolute helmets. We've got our fair share.
It did my head in, like, because the people that he quit university didn't need to do YouTube full time, and everyone just started giving him pelters.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not being funny.
I was like, leave the lad alone. He's following his dream.
This lad's been to every single home and away game. He's been to every single women's football game. He's been to some of the under 18 games. He's just booked to go to America to watch that summer series. He'll go to probably all the Champions Leagues as well, based on what he's doing. So fair play to him. I've not got a problem. Like I said, it was just a bit odd.
He's just I cannot watch him personally. I can't stand his voice. But
could be worse. It could be some all the other person that does stuff. You know what I mean? So never mind.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Adam's a good lad. We just tend to show off, but I wish him well. Exactly. Yeah. He's an acquired taste. What was this?
One thing, I don't know. I don't know what you're on about. Can you repeat that? I don't know what I need to repeat, Jack.
Did you elaborate? Mention Liverpool and praise them by accident?
No chance.
Monday morning when I saw him, he was like,
last night. You said there, Liam, that you felt it was 2 points dropped, like for Everton's point of view. But I think Leicester will probably say it's 2 points dropped as well, because
definitely that was the chance that
it was quite an open game at times. I did think when Everton scored first, I thought, bloody hell, they flew out the blocks. Yeah, this isn't like Everton. And then obviously when they got the equaliser, I thought, right, this is Everton.
Yeah, they are. They're back now.
And then obviously when Leicester scored again, I said in our group chat, I said, it'll be interesting to see now Everton's heads. Yeah. Because it was exactly when we had, Ashmi, I think me and you were on the Evermore podcast pre-Everton game, and we said Everton will come out flying at home.
Yeah.
You know, they'll get all the crowd against up with it. Like you've made it out to be a cup final. You know, like the games that you've got now are going to be that intensity. And the minute that you conceded that second goal, it was just like it all burst. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think definitely, yeah.
So I think it was
like I said with yesterday, the reaction. I think that was what was key. Like how are we going to react? Because Iwobi was stunk the gaff out yesterday. The first half, it was so bad. And we all know my opinion on Michael Keane, but he's just so. I don't know if he's just stupid or not, but did you see him arguing with the referee, Carl, saying, "It hit me here"? Well, yes, Michael, that is your arm. That is why it's a penalty.
Oh,
absolute idiot!
Under the armpit, shite.
Honestly, God, I'm sat there. I'm like, what am I watching? And then, but again, he shouldn't have been on the pitch. We've been saying it for God knows how long now. It was absolutely ridiculous, but still stayed on. And even in the second half, he gave the ball away 2 or 3 times. It's like, do you just want us to lose? Like, are you actually taking the piss? But
I think
yeah,
I think Leicester are in the situation that they're in, probably more so because of some injuries to like key players. And I think last night, Jamie Vardy, that was his first almost full 90 minutes in a long time. And when he was saying about making changes and stuff like that, I thought it was the same for Leicester as well. I thought, why is the manager not making changes? Yeah, when Vardy's blown out of his arse. Yeah. And then obviously they brought that Daka on, who obviously played up with him for a bit, then he went off. But I think the end it could have went either way, really.
Yeah, it was a basketball. It was so open, but the thing is, I think we had no fresh legs on. That was the issue. If we had the likes of Demarai Gray, Tom Davies would get slated, but just energy, just that person that can carry the ball, because Dwight McNeil isn't fast, but he was leaving them for dead.
Well, I was just about to say, like, Everton seemed to be playing on the counter really well.
And that's why I think it would have been better with likes of Demarai Gray coming on. Let's have a look at this goal now.
Yeah, I think it's
again, yeah.
Yes, he's in my fantasy team.
But I think exactly that, just that pace, if you caught on Ella Sims, even Mopai, just someone, just to, it'll make them think, right, we can't push too many players forward now because Gray's on, Sims on, just something up front. But that's why I think it's 2 points dropped. And who's it? Dean Smith is the manager. Dean Smith. He was saying, it was the worst performance they've had this since he's took over. Yeah, they were bad, but luckily they got a point still.
Yeah. I'm going to do something that's going to make me vomit in my own mouth here, but that penalty save by Pickford was class. He absolutely had Maddison's number, didn't he?
Straight down the middle.
His water bottle.
It was on the
water his water bottle line.
He
just totally sold him a dummy and back into the centre of the goal. Quality. Can you read out Jack's previous comment, please?
To Arsenal.
Yeah, what this one?
I saw it. He's got some strange obsession with Rondon.
He's got posters of him on his wall, man. Don't you? Before we get to the relegation run-in, I want to have another bitch about VAR, because they think it's all over. Newcastle got robbed of a goal. Well, not robbed. Robbed's the wrong word. They got a goal disallowed on Sunday after a 2.5 minute VAR check. Granted, it was the right decision by the end of it, but at what point does it? Well, it did hit his ankle. But at what point does a check become clear and obvious, like a clear and obvious error? If it's 2.5 minutes, it wasn't that clear. It certainly wasn't obvious. Keith Hackett said on the Evermore podcast the other week, 30 seconds. You should get 30 seconds to look at it, and if you can't change their mind or see the right answer, go with whatever the ref said.
My view on VAR is it's a cop-out for the referees. They're not taking any ownership of... I thought Michael Oliver was brilliant yesterday, by the way, in that Everton-Leicester game. The way he managed that, he made a decision and he stuck to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think too many referees, and I think even Keith Hackett said this as well, it's because they've got that backup there where if they make something wrong, they can go there. So in other sports, the referee makes a decision, and then rugby union's probably the best example of how to use the video referee, because something could have happened about 5 or 6 players before, and then you'll say, he'll still say something like, 5 minutes ago, we just spotted something on the VAR. Can you just let's just go back and have a look of it, and then they'll stop the game and have a quick look of it. And if it's something that's so big, then they'll make that decision. But if it comes to a try or a wicket in cricket or something like that, they'll say what they think. So you know yourself, like, they're checking on a penalty. Well, the referee didn't give the fucking penalty, so if it's going to VAR to check, there should be like something that the referee's saying to the VAR to say, I think it's not a penalty. And like the whole point in clear and obvious is if they've made a clear and obvious error. If they haven't, then I'm not being funny. Like you say about the Almiron one, you can't really decipher whether or not who it flicks off because the angle isn't great and the footage was quite grainy. So if that's not clear and obvious, and the referee and the linesman didn't give his flag up, then it should be a fucking goal. Do you know what I mean?
2 years ago, they would never have had that technology. It would never have been an issue.
Newcastle played Everton a couple of years ago. I'm sure it was Demba Ba scored a goal that should have never have happened at Goodison because they never had VAR at the time, and if they had got it, it would have been choked off. But they never.
Think that was at St James. Was that?
Was it?
So he headed it back over. And he was
Something
offside.
happened. I'm sure it was Demba Ba, and we got a goal that we should have never have got, and we ended up winning the game like 2-1. So
I remember because I was in Australia. I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to watch it, and I was like, "Sound, thanks for that."
I don't think there's a problem with VAR from a technology point.
It's the people in charge of it.
Interpreted, and it shouldn't. We've said it many times on Evermore that you should not have referees that ref the other previous game going in there because they're going in, out, in. It should be the rules are black and white in football. They're written down in black and white. This is what the rule is. There's just a definition of it. That definition should be with the specialist VAR like team that maybe sit in a bunker and that's all they do all the time. Done.
Comprising of ex-players as well who've actually played.
Yeah, I was going to say they should have some ex-players in there doing it.
Well, with that, but show it on the screens. I mean, not all stadiums have a screen, but if they show that, the fans can see, all right, this is what they're giving it for, or this will allow it for.
Yeah.
Because the amount of like millimeters, they annoy me. There's no advantage to the striker at all. And I thought that's what football is supposed to be because you can't tell the exact millisecond the ball's left his foot. You don't know. Yeah. So it's supposed to be the advantage to the striker, but never seems to happen.
Well, I think with the offside stuff as well, for me, what winds me up with the offside stuff, if you're, like you say, if you're a striker and you're smart and clever to step off your foot and get in front of that defender, it shouldn't matter if the top half of your body is in front. You've anticipated that. It should always be your feet. And then that's simple as if your foot's behind his foot, but your body's in front, you've anticipated that ball going through. So why isn't that advantage being given to that player for being smart instead of, oh, your armpit's off, so you're off? It's just bonkers.
The armpit one is the biggest annoyance. We said before, like the World Cup VAR for offsides was spot on. Like there was no arguing with it. You could see what was offside, but for some reason, obviously the Premier League think they're the best with everything, but they're not.
When it's coming down to sleeves and fucking earlobes or whatever, just bin it off. Just have a bloke with a flag who just tells you if it's off, on or off.
That's a fucking mint idea, that.
You can have one
on each side of the pitch that runs up and down.
One bloke in the middle listening to him.
Have you not seen the one that they did at Bayern Munich when it was Bayern Munich against Man City in the Champions League, and they had the VAR, but it was like Hawkeye. So the stop
like a screen,
a frame, and you could actually see through the players, and you could see they took obviously the scan of like both sides, and then they put it into a computer, and you could actually see the Man City player was offside because you could see if you looked at them there, you could see the difference of the Man City basically overshadowing that. Now that technology is unreal. You know that would stop it, but I do agree with you lads there. You should hear what they're discussing, why they've got that decision. But I think they're scared because obviously there might be riots if it's like, I can't believe you've done that. It's like,
it's okay, lads. He plays for Liverpool. Just let it go.
His thing is bothered because you'll see a decision and the camera won't be perfectly in line. It'll be at an angle somewhere. So when they get the little lines and draw them out, you think, how do you know that's even straight? How can you tell that you're not looking straight down the line? Yeah, it's infuriating. It's just stupid.
Like Mark says here, the VAR cameras should be like the goal line ones. The image isn't clear enough, and the difference between frames can be quite big. And that just again reminds me of last year, Callum Wilson given offside because the blur on the image made him look like he had a size 16 shoe. And they said his toe was offside, and it was the fucking video quality, and nothing to do with his foot.
So a goal disallowed by a pixel.
Yeah, it's total bullshit. We definitely named this podcast right. Anyway, let's move on to the relegation run-in.
Oh God.
Yeah, so I probably just got over that.
4 games remaining each. Here we go.
Oh, fancy.
It took me a good 10 minutes, this. I nicked it off Mark last night. Fulham, Liverpool, Newcastle, West Ham. That is a dodgy run-in for Leicester. Would we agree? Not the worst, but pretty bad.
I think they'll get... Obviously, you know this, Ash, because I sent a text today with where I think who's going to get what, but I can see potentially Leicester picking up 2 points from that. Fulham away and West Ham at home, 2 draws. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Leeds, where are your points coming from, Andy? West Ham?
What points?
I don't
Has to be West Ham, hasn't it?
It'll be the last game.
Who are supers?
It all depends to us. Obviously, the Man City game is going to be a fucking cricket score.
Yeah.
I think the Newcastle game is going to be pretty much a cricket score as well. And then the West Ham, they play in Europe 2 or 3 days before we play them. We've got the early kickoff on Sunday. They're on Europe on the Thursday night. So
thanks, Ken.
We'll see what happens to them. And then also with Tottenham, if they've got nothing to play for, we might get some of their at home last game of the season. I probably think out of that, probably we've got to target a point at West Ham and a point to Spurs, well, a point to Suppers, wherever they are. But yeah, like I say, if they're on the beach, Spurs and Kane and Son decide not to turn up, we might get some there. So I could probably say we'll get 2 points if we're lucky.
That is the most positive I've heard you on this podcast for about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's only because we can't see him. That's why it's not actually Andy.
Yeah, I'm actually crying behind you.
Southampton, Chelsea, Arsenal, Palace for Forest.
I think they'll beat Southampton and that's it.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. Chelsea.
I was going to say, are we all watching the same Chelsea side? Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, but Forest have got 6 points all season away from home. And they're on 30.
Yeah, but it's Frank Lampard, you know.
Yeah,
he was trying to take us down. I think he will take us down.
The thing is, with all these fixtures, you look at everybody's last fixture, it all depends where they are at the end of the season. Like, Everton have got Bournemouth. Bournemouth have got nothing to play for now. Yeah. They're safe. So you can see Everton picking up there. Same as Southampton at Liverpool at home. Are they going to be in the top 4, or if they need to get points, then they're going to batter them out, you would think.
If Liverpool are safe, I can guarantee Klopp will put out a weakened side if it knows that Everton will get relegated.
This is what I mean. It all depends on circumstances.
It does, but if you just look at what you're thinking about the form table, like you said there, I think, like, obviously for me, Forest will get 3 points, and then that'll take them to 33. So all of a sudden, you've got Leicester being on 32 with a much better goal difference than everybody around them. Leeds on 32 points, Forest on 33 points. I can see Everton picking up a win against Bournemouth on the last game of the season. That's potentially it. And then I can see Southampton maybe picking up 1 point from that. So you've got a relegation battle there where Southampton are gone, in my opinion.
Yeah, same.
You've got Everton, Leicester, and Leeds all on 32 points. So for me, you could potentially see Forest staying up on 33 points, Everton and Leeds going down on 32 points based on goal difference.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just me as a neutral, no affiliation to any of them clubs, trying to see where the teams are going to be, where they're going to be.
Yeah.
I did say, Kevin, I did it in 10 minutes, mate. Give us some credit. I didn't
check
it.
If we was 14,
you'd be loving that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would, yeah. I'll take that.
Everton. I think Everton have got a chance for 4 points out of this. I think they could get something at Wolves. They're on the beach already, Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it goes back to circumstances, doesn't it? Because there's always a freak result on the last day of the season. Now, if Everton have a sniff that a win could keep them up, depending on other results. You know it's going to be Fortress there on the last game of the season, and Bournemouth probably won't have anything to play for. So I could see them getting a win there.
Yeah.
Even if Liverpool put out a weakened side, I just think Southampton aren't that good. So I could even see like Liverpool's reserves beating them. That's my opinion. But I think Forest, again, it's really tough to go to the City ground and get anything because the fans are dead close. So any home game, and it just proves that they've got 30 points this season and 24 points of actually from home. So they're actually mid-table from a home form point of view. It's just our away form stinking. And you know what they say in the Premier League? It's always your away form that keeps you up because you expect to do well at home, don't you?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that Frank Lampard sacked again tomorrow? Oh,
I don't think they will. I think they're going to keep him.
They'll keep him till the end of the season at least. Is that definitely 3-0?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't know who's still Chelsea are an embarrassment, aren't they? So should we move on to some score predictions then? I say that like it's a question. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Right. Kicking us off on Wednesday, Liverpool versus Fulham. Andy, how are you seeing this one?
2-0 Liverpool.
That's a good shout. This is exactly what I've got. Liam?
3-1 Liverpool.
Carl, have you got one?
I think Liverpool's just starting to hit a bit of form up front, so I think I can see they look a bit shaky at the back. I'll go 4-2.
4-2.
Frisky.
That's not a bad shout, that actually. Yeah. Perryman, have a minute. I got before the end of the game.
He already has. He went 3 games ago. He's just gone home.
Max going 3-1 Liverpool. I kind of see Fulham winning that one, not with Liverpool firing the way they are. Man City versus West Ham. This is a case of how many, Liam?
I don't think it'll be like that easy. I think Moyes will put up a fight.
Do you?
2-0.
You're only saying that because Moyes used to manage Everton.
No, he burnt his bridges when he left. I don't care for him.
Not a fan.
I think it'll probably be similar to what they did against Leicester. They'll probably race to like a 3-0 win and then they just take the foot off the gas and end up winning 3-1.
Good shout, Andy.
4-1.
4-1. I've gone 4-0. So Kev's got 2-0 to Klopp's side and then 4-0 to City. Perry's feeling spicy and back in Liverpool, 5-0. And Mark has gone 4-1. 0-0.
West Ham sandwich.
You are 0-0. Next, we've got Brighton versus Man United.
Interesting game, that.
Top 4 battle. Well, top 5. Carl, how do you see this one going now?
I think Brighton will do them. I think 2-1 Brighton.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Liam?
Yeah, I'll go the same, 2-1.
Andy?
I reckon it's going to be one of them basketball games. 3-2 Brighton.
Ooh, I've gone 2s each. As Mark. So not as mental as I thought. 2-1 to Brighton from Kevin. Are you just hitting random numbers again?
With his forehead.
He's got a random number generator.
Yes. What else have we got next? Bournemouth versus Chelsea. Oh, fucking hell. This could actually be quite funny. I've gone 2-0 to Bournemouth on this one. Mate. Andy, what have you got?
2-1 Bournemouth.
Nice. Liam?
3-1. We got beat there, I think 4-0 and 3-0. In like twice in a week. With Lampard. Yeah.
I
think misery. Fucking hell, Mark.
6-0.
I'll go. I think I'll go 1-1. Me.
You think Chelsea are going to score, do you?
Well, they can't be continuously be like shit week in, week out. They're going to have a little bit of luck at some point. Either goes off or going from the goalkeeper's goal kick or something like that.
7 in the first 20 minutes for Bournemouth. Yeah. I mean, all right, Perry. Man City versus Leeds. We'll come to you last on this one, Andy.
Can we just skip past me if you want?
We need your input, mate. Yeah, sorry, but I've gone 5. 5 now.
That's being generous.
See, I thought I was being a dick. Liam, what have you got?
2-1 Leeds. And I'm being dead serious as well. I don't know why. City always have a game where they just balls it up. Palace, Stoke, those games at home.
We beat them 2-1 under Bielsa with 10 men.
There's just something I don't understand. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Yeah, Luke Ayling, after giving them shit last week, he'll turn into Cafu or something.
Carl, what's your thoughts?
So, just to try and put a bit of context behind it, 3 days later, they play Real Madrid away. Man City do. So, even though I think Man City will still win, I think Man City will put probably a bit of a change in some of the players. So, like Calvin Phillips might start against Leeds and they might do a bit of rotation. So, I'll probably go like 3-0. That's being kind.
Putting out the B team, so it'll only be 3. Andy, how many have you got them down for?
You know my thoughts on this one. We always like to
took a screenshot now. We should have took a screenshot of the chat with the kickoff time.
Clip it up. We always like to break break records. So it happened again on Sunday with that Semenyo for Bournemouth. Played 150 games, never scored. Came on within 3 minutes, scores. So what's the record goals conceded in the Premier League so far? 9. I'm going 10. No word of a lie. I'm going 10. I've done my Super 6 already, and I've done it 10 now.
Calvin Phillips to get the 10th.
Going 10 now, honestly.
Goal kick.
Honestly, we're just that bad. We're that bad. We've got. If he plays the hologram in goal, it could get scary.
But if he doesn't play the hologram, who's got?
If Joel Robles goes in goal.
Yeah, just don't play one. Just put strips of sellotape hanging down off the crossbar.
Fly paper.
Yeah, fly paper.
Or like a force field around it or something like that.
The thing is, when we played it before, when we got beat 7-0 before, and I know what we're like, I guarantee we'll be defending all right, and then we'll get a penalty against us, or a shitty goal, a deflection or something, and then the heads will go, and then the floodgates will open, and it'll be embarrassing.
Well, Mark's only got you shipping 4. Perry's got you 2-1, but looking at Perry's previous predictions, I wouldn't take much notice of that.
Yeah.
5.
Go on, Kev.
5, yeah. But then follows it up with that.
Yeah.
Love Carl clarifying it was City, not Leeds playing Madrid. I did think first goalkeeper to score a hat-trick. Okay.
That was
We're laughing at your club here, mate.
Oh, do you know what? I'm past caring now. It's got that bad. It's actually laughable.
This isn't one. I don't know why that's come up again, but we'll have another 4-1.
4-1 Newcastle, yeah. I'll go.
Only fucking things have gone. Where were we? Man City, yeah. Tottenham Palace. That's the one. Carl, kick us off with Tottenham and Palace.
Well, they won't be getting any refunds, the fans, because it's a home fixture. So, Palace are playing quite good at the minute under Roy. So I'd go 2-2.
Oh, 2-2. Liam?
Oh, 3-2 Spurs. I think now Richarlison's got his first goal. If he gets a start, I think he'll get another one.
Yeah. You're just desperate for him to prove himself down there, aren't you?
I mean, I was talking to Jack when the Liverpool game was on. As soon as he came on, so happy. As soon as he scored, I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, fucking yes. I just picture him walking in on Monday morning just to see Jack's face, but no, they have to go and fucking do a Tottenham and concede.
Andy, Spurs Palace?
1-1 for me. 1-1.
I've gone 2-1 Spurs. But yeah, I think it could be a draw, actually. I wish I'd changed it. 3-1 to Palace. Fucking hell, Kevin. 4-0. Thanks, Perry. Mark, 2-1 Palace. Nope, he's changed his mind. 3-2 to Palace. Blame the cat. If any of yours are right, mate, if any of yours are right, I'll buy you a pub.
Wow. Any of them.
Yeah, shouldn't have said that. Wolves versus Villa. We don't have our resident villain, so Andy, you can kick us off.
He bombed us out tonight, hasn't he? So fucking Wolves 4-0.
Oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, we should all just put the boot in. Liam?
I mean, I was going to go Wolves 3-1, but yeah, I'll stick with 3-1.
Doesn't matter, we've established the fucker doesn't watch them anyway, so he'll not know what we said.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Crippy. Carl, Wolves Villa.
It's a local derby as well, isn't it? So it'll be quite spicy. So I'd probably say I'll go 3-1 Villa. I'll go 3-1 Villa, Watkins hat-trick.
Ooh.
He's playing well, isn't he, Watkins?
Capable, like. Yeah, he's good. I've gone 2-1 Villa, but now I wish I'd backed Wolves, just because, you know, fuck you. 3-1 to Villa from Kevin. 2-1 to Villa from Mark. What's this one? 200-1 Leeds to lose 10
picture.
Yes. Someone just fucking won the entire podcast there. With that
you know.
Yeah, brilliant, Rob. Cheers for that one. 200-1. Get a tenner on. Me bother. Wolves 1, Villa 3. Perry, that's actually quite sensible. The N54 derby. Not very grippy, is it? Liverpool versus Brentford. Fucking hell, I've got Liverpool to win 2-1. I don't want them to. I just want them to disappear out of that top 5 question.
I think that's probably the hardest game. Have they got Villa as well? I mean,
Liverpool.
Liverpool have got. Yeah, they have. They've got Brentford and Villa at home. So I think them 2 home games that they've got are quite difficult, to be fair. I know they've got Fulham next, but isn't it Liverpool Fulham next? Have we already said that?
Yeah, we said that one. That was the first one.
Yeah.
I think Brentford are a good side, me. I think that'll probably be their hardest game in the running. So I'm gonna stick with what I'm gonna stick a 1-1 in there, me. So I think they're quite solid, Brentford, and I think Liverpool. That's their weakest link. Their midfield, and they're not playing very well at the back.
That's a good point, mate. Liam.
3-2 Liverpool. It's just them, isn't it? They always get something.
Yeah, they do, like, when you don't want them to. Andy?
Well, since Brentford lost to Everton, they've had a little bit of a blip, haven't they? I know they beat Forest, but then he just scraped it last week. So I think Liverpool will turn them over. I'll go 3-1.
No, 3-1. Kev's back in Liverpool 2-1. Mark's gone a 2-all. And celebrating his own prediction.
Brentford have won the last 2 games. So they did lose 3 in a row, but they're on a run of 2 wins.
Yeah.
So
loads of hate on Liverpool tonight. Standard, Jack. It's usual. Liverpool 3, Brentford 0 from Perry, and That's probably about the most realistic one he's sent, I think. Newcastle versus Arsenal. I'm shitting myself for this one. Andy, how's it going to go?
Well, you think if you beat them, that's pretty much your top four wrapped up, you would think, wouldn't you? Now?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
mathematically it's 7 points, but
yeah,
realistically 3.
Like I said, there's going to be more twists and turns, top and bottom. I'll go Newcastle to win 2-1.
I'll take that. Liam?
4-4.
Wow.
4-4.
Hashtag. Get the hashtag.
Oh, get the hashtag on. That is a super frisky scoreline. I'm not sure I have the confidence in that one. Carl?
I'll go repeat of last season, 2-0, Newcastle.
So I've gone 1-0. I think it's going to be cagey.
We've not kept a clean sheet for a while now, and we're due a clean sheet, so...
True. But Arsenal are going to be buoyant after tonight, aren't they?
I mean, they are playing the blinds, so it's not that hard.
The Premier League special school. West Ham versus Man United is our final one. Carl, what have you got for this one?
I'll go 2-2.
I just realised I haven't given everyone's opinion on the Newcastle game, really. 5-2 from Perry.
Fucking hell.
2-1 from Mark. 2-1 from Kevin. That is a super frisky hashtag for sure. 2-1 West Ham. Liam, what did you say? Or did you not?
I didn't, but I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham.
Where'd you get that idea from?
I can just picture going into work on a Monday morning. That's all.
Eddie.
True.
Exactly, Eddie.
Andy, what's your thoughts?
I'm going what I hope it's going to be, because obviously I want West Ham to lose. But I also hate Man United, so it's one of the ones where you can both teams lose, but they can't. So I'm going to go 3-1 Man U.
Oh, nice. I'll take that. Kev's gone 2-1 to Man U. Perry's gone 2-1. I'm guessing that's to West Ham. That's
Form team, isn't it?
I've gone 2-0 Man U. I think they're going to keep putting the pressure on us right until the end. I think they're going to probably nick third. Saying Newcastle do well against the other top teams. We do. It's only against Liverpool that we struggle. See if Jack picks up on that one. Right, that is us done for another week on I Think It's All Over. So I just want to thank you guys for joining us. Thanks everyone for getting involved in the comments. And we will be back on Sunday for The Weekend Is Over, and once again on Tuesday for another live show. Hopefully we'll see you then. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.